Hi, and welcome back to OTH Inside from the Star News here in Wilmington, North Carolina, near the set of One Tree Hill. Well, it had been 2 weeks since we had a new episode of the show, but we finally got a new one last night. So let's get straight to the recap. It was all about family last night on One Tree Hill. For the Scott family, Nathan had to decide if he was willing to risk his relationship with his family and his wife to go play slam ball, the hyper-competitive basketball sport that involves trampolines and looks way too rough for a guy in his condition. But you know what? He signed up for the team. His son really seems to like it, and we get to see the return of Owen, who's going to be one of his teammates. Now, as for Lucas Scott, he went up to Omaha on the first and what turned out to be the last leg of his book tour, but he did get to run into Mouth while he was there. Now, Mouth had become a sort of a superstar on the local news circuit, being a sports broadcaster up there. He had billboards and a bus and a really awful catchphrase, ending all of his broadcasts with, "You just heard a mouthful." So thankfully, at the end of the episode, he quit that job, is going to go back to Tree Hill, and we'll never have to hear that catchphrase again. Now, back in Tree Hill, Peyton was reconnecting with her dad. We got one last episode with him. Now, poor Peyton, it says on her wall that everybody leaves, and of course, like everybody else in her life except for Lucas and her friends in Tree Hill, he did leave at the end of the episode, although, unlike her mom's, he's still alive, so maybe that means he'll get to come back in a future episode. Now, she also reconnected with Brooke. Brooke finally opened up about her attack, and for Brooke, it was all about family as well, because she's been wanting to have a kid for a long time, and last night, she took in wayward teenager Sam. Now, I'm still not really sure how I feel about the Sam character. We've seen it all before, but after watching Brooke last season with a baby, it'll be interesting to see how she deals with a teenager this season. While the One Tree Hill news around town, the big buzz has been about the 1940s episode. It's a fantasy episode that was written by star Chad Michael Murray. Now, it's kind of film noir-esque, although Mark Swan has said that he's not really a big fan of that term. Film noir implies it's a little too dark. But it's been really fun watching around town this episode get put together. The show recruited some swing dancers last week who will be rehearsing for a special scene at a nightclub in the show. And later this week, the show will be filming on 4th Street in Wilmington, where they will be taking down all the modern signs to make it look like the 1940s. Now, that's all coming up, and we'll bring you more from that shoot next week. Until then, I'm Jeff Heideck from Wilmington, North Carolina. Thanks for watching OTH Inside.